don't look for people who knows prompt engineering. Because that's just a transient, that's temporary. Actually, the AI is built totally messed up because you have to talk it in a certain way to get the right answer. Think about how bad that is. That's going to improve. It's a transient knowledge that you really need, which is okay. But it's not like, don't staff up with people with prompt engineering. No.
I think that pivots my next question. So is prompt engineering going to die? There are people in the room that are better at prompting than other people in the room. Maybe they've practiced, maybe they've looked at some tutorials. Is prompt engineering going to matter in the next year?
I have an opinion. I think most of the AI startups that are happening today that are just really dependent on copying and pasting or creating a new UI around ChatGPT, we're going to see a pretty big bubble burst because I think a lot of people are half-assing it. They're cutting corners, they're taking something, thinking that's going to be the future. But those are things that are great, and it's great to do prompt engineering, but every 5-year-old is going to know how to do prompt engineering in the next 2 years. And so I think everyone that's building a business off of that will be irrelevant in the next year and a half.
I agree, actually. I want to connect it to your previous question as well. So when you're looking to hire people, if you can, please try to meet them in person. I have found evidences of so many people when you talk to them, virtually. And I was actually watching a video. It didn't happen with me, I hope. But somebody is actually prompt engineering a question and reading an answer of ChatGPT and then playing it back during a video interview. It's real. It's just it was hard to tell. So and the person is using all the right interview techniques. It's like when you ask a question, please repeat the question to the person who's asked the question, right? All the kind of little things. So I think back to recruiting, please meet the person also and get people who can actually get stuff done. They're not just talkers, Prompt engineering, I don't think is here for too long,
Yeah, I think with prompt engineering, if you zoom out and you think of just like the broader innovation cycle, I think early on when there's some new utility, some breakthrough, it's really exciting. Regardless of how bad the user experience is, people are still going to use it. And I think late in the innovation cycle, when you're just doing like small little tweaks on the user experience, like everyone talks about how at Google or Facebook, there's somebody who's just sitting there like editing the edges on a button. And so when you're doing those like small optimizations on the user experience side, I think at that point, there's all the low-hanging fruit from the breakthrough have already been captured. And so I think prompt engineering is more so a user experience aspect where eventually the way that we interface with LLMs or information, I think it will improve over time. And so I do think eventually it will become deprecated. But I think right now there's a lot more lower hanging fruit where it's interesting to look through like the applications as opposed to the actual interface.